Some Comfy Crochet, and today we are going to be working on our spider tutorial. I already had a comment about, ooh, no thanks, don't want to do that, but I'm doing this for Halloween. It's actually going to go in the middle of a wreath that I'm going to share later. So make sure that if you're on Facebook, you save this video. If you're on YouTube, that you put it in your watch later maybe, because yeah, we're going to use this later. But it's a really fun spider to do. It's really easy. And yeah, so I want to remind you to please like, share, and subscribe on my YouTube channel. And oh my gosh, we are over 200 subscribers. I'm probably the only person in the whole world to be excited about that, because I think most people have like thousands of subscribers, but hey, I'll take it. So we are going to be doing a giveaway really soon, so make sure that you continue to like, share, and subscribe so that you can be in that giveaway. I am going to be giving away something really cool. So anyway, let's get started. So for your materials today, I really did this spider, if you saw the picture, in black, and this is just black mainstays from Walmart, and that's what I'm going to use for the actual Halloween wreath that we're going to do. But for the sake of this video, and because black is so hard to see, I'm going to be using this white. Okay, you need this is a pretty big hook. You need a 6.5 millimeter hook or a size K. You are going to need a pair of scissors, and you are going to need a darning needle or crochet needle, whatever you call it. We're going to need one of these, okay? So here we go. We are going to start off with a magic circle. By the way, I do have some beginner crochet videos on YouTube if you do not know how to do the basic crochet. But I am going to go slow on the magic circle here because I don't think I have a video of that up yet. And I think many years ago when I was learning how to do a magic circle, I actually found it in someone's YouTube video, and the way they did it was just so clear. So hey, maybe the way I do it will help. So just bear with me. I'm going to go slow on a few things in this video. So if you're advanced, you can just kind of fast forward if you want. Just to let you know, we're going to do a magic circle, and we are going to do 8 single crochets in the middle of that magic circle. But okay, let's go. To do a magic circle, the one thing you need to remember is you're always going to have your yarn facing down. You're never going to hold it like this. And this is something that was confusing for me. I always wanted to hold it like this and wrap it around my hand. But what you actually do is you always want it facing down. And then you bring, I like to hold this here with my pinky. And then you bring the yarn, okay? So if I'm holding it like this, I'm holding it with my pinky, the yarn facing down. I'm going to pull this up and around, and I'm going to go over that like this, okay? Then I'm going to take my hook and I'm going to go right under this, pick up this, bring it under, okay, and then catch this again and bring through a loop here. I hope that was helpful and that helped you. And look, it looks like a mess. And then you wonder, okay, is this supposed to be here? What is this supposed to look like? So actually, it's just supposed to lay flat just beside the circle like that. And to know if you got this right or not, this should move when you pull this piece. Not this one, not your working yarn, but the scraggly piece. When you pull it down, that should make your circle bigger and smaller. Okay? So I hope that helps. And yeah, this should actually be just like this, just running alongside it, okay? So now what we're going to do, like I said, is we're going to put 8 single crochets into our magic circle. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, then you are going to simply pull this right here, and it's going to bring everything together. Just pulling that just like that. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we have our 8. Okay, so starting with this first stitch right here, I'm going to count backwards to 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and yes, we have 8. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to work in the round, and in the round means that we are not going to slip stitch to close like we normally might do. Okay, so we're going to go straight into this first stitch of 8 here, and we're going to work 2 single crochets. And this is going to take a minute because these are hard to get your hook into, especially since we're using a large hook. But see, I got it in there. So we're going to do 2 single crochets in here, and we're going to do 2 single crochets in each stitch around for a total of 16. So instead of using a stitch marker, what I like to do is count. But if you would like to, you can put a stitch marker in this last space that we did before we started working in the round to let you know when you're done. But for now, I'm just going to count to 16, and I think that's the easiest way to do it. So with 2 in each around, we've already got 2 in our first stitch. We're going to go into the next one. And we're going to put 3 and 4. In the next, 5 and 6. And in the next, 7 and 8. And the next, 9 and 10. And the next, 11 and 12. And the next, 13 and 14. And the next one, 15 and 16. Okay, so we've got our 16, and I'm just going to pull that a little bit tighter. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're just going to do 16 single crochets around. Remember, we're working in the round, so we do not need a slip stitch. Okay, so we're going to go right into our next stitch, and we're going to count 16. So we're going to do 1 single crochet all around, and we're going to count to 16. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. And as you can see, our work is starting to curl up, and that's exactly what we want it to do. But I'm going to make sure that this little hole that we see here is on the outside. So I'm going to start turning it this way. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do 8 decreases. Okay, so to do a decrease, remember we're still working in the round, so no slip stitch. To do a decrease, you're going to go straight into your next stitch. You're going to pull up a loop. You're not going to go through anything. Then you're going to go to your next stitch, pull up a loop, and now we're going to go through all 3. And that is our first decrease. We're going to do that 8 times, okay? So there's 1, There's 2. There's 3. There's 4. There's 5. There's 6. There's 7. And then our last one, there's 8. And when you're doing decreases, it tries to spread your work out, so sometimes I'll just kind of tighten on my yarn a little bit. Okay, and now you can see it's folded up quite a bit, and we've almost got like a little hole here. This is going to be the body of our spider. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and I'm just going to press it in to the middle of our body there. Okay, now what I'm going to do is, working in the round again, I'm going to go around and do 8 slip stitches in each stitch. So starting here, I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. Okay, and that's what it should look like now. You've got a tiny little hole there at the top. Okay, now what I want you to do is I want you to cut off about, not cut off, yeah, well, you want to cut off, but I want you to leave about, I'd say about 2 feet, okay, of yarn here. Okay, then I want you to tie off, just like that. And we're going to leave roughly about that 2 foot of yarn right there. Okay, now this is going to be the body of our spider. It's pretty small, so there's no need to stuff it. If you wanted to stuff it, go for it. Do whatever you want to do. But I don't, so it's up to you. But if you got a little stuffing laying around or some extra yarn, you can always use extra yarn. You can put it in the body here if you want, and it might make it look a little bit more defined. And then, hey, then you're making origami. So, yay. So, but anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take our darning needle, and we're going to thread in our yarn. I hate it when it does that at the end. It gets all frizzy, like my hair. Okay, so we're going to pull this in, and now what we're going to do is we're going to go all the way around, working back and forth just like this, going through a stitch. Well, that went over to the other side by accident. But anyways, you would just work around, right, just like this, through every stitch, and it would eventually close this hole up for you without making the stitching look naughty. But it's still working here even though I want to cross, so this will still work to show you. Just going around like this, going in and out of each one will help to close it up. And then as we get near to where it's almost closed, then you can simply go in and out to close up your circle. Okay, just like that. Okay, so sorry, I had a cat head in my way. Okay, so we're just going to leave this on here like this, okay? Just leave this alone. And I'm going to put my darning needle up. We've got that closed up, and we've got the body of our spider, okay? So I just like to find a place that I want to put the head. So I'm going to put it right up here, okay? So what I'm kind of flatten this out a little bit, okay? And I'm going to take my yarn and I'm going to bring it back in up here at the top, okay? So if I'm looking at the middle of my circle and I go up, I see that I've got one round here and then I've got another round here. I'm going to be working right in this round, but again, you can put it wherever you want it. This is just what I did, and I just kind of went through right there, and I'm going to bring in my yarn just like this. Okay, and I'm going to do a single crochet back in there to hold my yarn into place. I'm going to tighten it up really good there. Okay, and then I'm going to do a puff stitch to make the head of the spider. So really loosely, I'm going to hold my yarn really loosely, and I'm going to go into the same spot 6 times, bringing up my yarn. So there's 1. So let me show you that again in case you don't know how to do this. If you know how to do this already, you go ahead and do that 6 puff stitch. Okay, but I'm going to pull up my yarn really loose. I'm going to yarn over. I'm going to go back into that same spot that I worked in, and I'm going to pull up a loop loosely. Hold on just a second. Sorry, guys. So sorry about that. I forgot to turn my phones off. My goodness. Okay, so starting again. So we've got in our new yarn here, so we're going to hold this up really loosely, and we're going to yarn over, and we're going to go into the same spot. We're going to bring up our yarn. So now you've got 3 on the hook. Now we've done that once. We're going to do that 5 more times. So 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, now let's see how many that leaves on the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So you should have 11 on your hook. Okay, so now we're going to yarn over and go through all of those. Okay, then we're going to single crochet at the top to hold it down. And then we're going to work right back into the same spot and do a single crochet. Okay, just like this. And now you've created your head for your spider. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're just going to cut this off. And we're going to work it in just like this. Okay. And now we've got our body and our head. So now what I'd like to do is work in our end pieces. Not this long one because we're going to keep it, but we're going to work in the other little ones that we have. Okay. So let's just go ahead and do that real quick, so it doesn't get confusing. Okay, so what I'm going to do to work this is I'm going to turn my spider over, and I'm going to go right through here, right through the body to work in my yarn. Okay, and remember 3 times the charm. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Make sure that you don't go to the other side though, okay? Okay, and I think that that's plenty, so we're going to cut that off. And then we're going to work in our other little scraggly piece here where we had brought in our yarn, okay? So I've got that in there, and remember again, 3 times. 1, 2, well, there's 3, but for the sake of the video, I'm just going to do that. Okay, so yay. There is the body and the head of our spider. Doesn't look like much yet. I tell you, the legs really make a difference. Okay, so we're going to put this to the side now. Remember, we're going to keep this on here. And now I'm going to show you how to do the legs. Really, really easy. Easy stuff here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do 4 legs because the spider has 8 legs, and we're going to do them in half. So I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. But so what we're going to do is we're going to start with a chain of 20. So we'll do a slip knot, and we're just going to chain 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Okay? Then what you're going to do is you're going to cut off your yarn. Cut off your yarn. And then you're just simply going to tie it off just like that. Now this is going to be one of our legs. So you're going to take each end and you're just going to pull as hard as you can, like really hard. Okay? And that makes them thinner and brings them in. Then you're going to cut right here, not all the way down, but you're going to leave a little ways to make it look more like an actual spider leg. Okay? So, and we'll do the other side. We're going to leave that right there, okay? Because that's our 20. And we're going to keep them separated so we know which is which, okay? Now we're going to do a chain of 22. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22. And again, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to cut off, bring our yarn through, and then we're going to take both ends and just pull really tight, just like that. And again, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to leave a little bit of space here on each side. Doesn't have to be exact. And I'm going to put it right behind my other one so I can tell which is short, which is longer. So we got a 20 and a 22. Now we need a 24. So we're going to do another slip knot. We're going to chain 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. Doing the same thing again. We're going to cut off, pull our yarn through, have a good time being mean to yarn, stretching it out, leaving those little tiny legs on the end, or feetsies, whatever you want to call them, for our spider. And then right up there, okay? And our last one is a chain of 26. And I'm sure y'all just love counting with me. Hi Donna, hi Tyra, how are you guys doing? By the way, if you're on YouTube and you're watching this, I am doing Facebook Live, so you might hear me say hi to people every now and then. Okay, so now we're going to chain 26. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26. Phew. Thank gosh I know how to count. Okay, so now we're going to pull this through, and again, be extra Hulk-like to your yarn. Then count the cut the ends, leaving a little bit there. And now we've got all our legs. But why, Dawn, is there only 4 when there should be 8? Well, we're gonna just put them in half, okay? So leaving this hanging down, okay, that like we've done, I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do with this now, okay? So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take our darning needle, we're going to thread in our yarn, we're gonna go right, okay, remember this is the front of our head and our body of our spider. Now we're going to go up through the back and go right behind the head, okay? And we're going to use this to put on our legs. So we're going to start with our shortest one, which is right here, and we're going to fold this in half, and we're going to go right up through the middle, just like this, and bring it down. Okay, so you see, there's our first 2 legs, really. Now we're going to get our second one. And we're going to fold it in half and go right through the middle. Bring it all the way down, just like that. Then we're going to go to our next one. We're going to do the same thing. Right up through the middle here. And we're going to bring it all the way down behind the last one we just did. Keeping them all in a row here, okay? Then we're going to go to our next one, fold it in half, go right through the middle. Okay? And we're going to just bring it all the way down. Our yarn there, and now we've got our legs here, okay? But to hold these in place, what we're going to do is we're going to pick this up. We've got all of our legs going this way and this way. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to go under, right back to over the head up here, right under the head, excuse me, under the head with our yarn. And then we're going to do it again. Go over and under these legs, right behind the head. And these are going to secure these into place. I'm going to do it one more time. Okay? Now I can work in this yarn. So I'm going to go right behind again, making sure to not go through the top of the body or the head. Okay? Now I need to do that 3 thing. So we need to go in 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Now we're ready to cut off. And guys, we have a finished spider. So then what you would do is you would just place these exactly where you want them to go. Like you can move them down a little bit now that they're secured in place. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. You can just kind of move them a little bit because they're secured here with that piece. And then look at that. Is that not the cutest thing ever, guys? With Halloween coming up. But like I usually do mine black, but just for you to see it, I had to do it in white. But they look really cool in black. You can see the picture below. I should have it in here with me. I'm sorry I don't, but yeah, so that's what it looks like. You can put little eyes on it if you want. You can get little beads, or you could simply sew in some eyes. I didn't want to do that. I think it looks pretty cool just the way it is, but you're more than, you know, happy to do whatever you want to do with it. It would look cool with some little beaded eyes maybe, but with the black too, it really doesn't need it. So, but that's our little spider. I hope you guys love it. Its head even goes up a little bit. And then, so yeah. But anyway, so thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. We are going to have some more stuff coming up soon too. I'm going to be showing you how to do a cobweb soon. It's all about Halloween these days, so I just love making Halloween stuff. I love Halloween. I have a blast doing it. My black fingernail polish. So yeah, so keep a lookout on my YouTube and my Facebook for upcoming tutorials on Halloween stuff. And then I'll be telling you about the giveaway soon. So thanks again for watching. Happy crocheting, and I'll see you again soon, guys. Bye-bye.